Good afternoon, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. It's barely afternoon, but we did get back from Jewel. They didn't have a ton of stuff going on, and what I did get, like, wasn't the best deals. Like, the K-cups, the cereal, they had pasta, which was, like, okay. Some of the stuff, though, like, almost all of these things, for the most part, I've seen cheaper. Like, even again too, like maybe 2 weeks ago, I bought some of this stuff cheaper, but because there was really not that much going on at a lot of like the grocery stores this week, like we didn't even go to Caputo's. Tony's had a few things, actually a few things more than they normally do. Like, we normally get less there, we actually kind of got a little more. And then like yesterday at Meijer, I think we spent like $12. We got like barely anything there. And then today at Jewel, it was like they don't have that much going on either. And what they did have was like stuff that was, like I was saying, kind of more expensive than some of the stuff that I normally get. Like, I'll point out those kind of deals to you guys, and like, oh, I've gotten this for this in the past, like again to maybe even a few weeks ago or whatever. Like, I know with K-cups we got some not too long ago, but we're out again, and I think we got them like $1 cheaper than this week. So like I said, I'll point kind of all that stuff out, and just how some of the stuff wasn't really that great of deals. But because, like I was saying, there wasn't that much that was going on at any of the stores this week, that's why I was like, okay, well, like, it's still, some of this stuff is still okay, not as good as deals we've gotten, but I'm not really gonna pass up on them, just because it's stuff that, again, like, we didn't have that much going on, so why not pick up a few of those things that we don't normally get anyway, or we would normally get if it was cheaper. But again too, like, I haven't seen a deal on K-cups in a while. It was on the grocery list anyway, so I went ahead and picked them up even though they were $1 more money. Would I normally go and get them at Aldi instead? Probably, but just because they didn't have as much going on and they have more of a variety at Jewel, we went ahead and picked them up there this week. We still ended up with the 60% savings, which is pretty good. So like I said, I will share that all with you guys for today. There was one other thing that we were going to get, but I couldn't find it. They had the Werther's candy. They were on sale for $2, and then they were like the, you know, little bit smaller bag size, but they were on sale for $2, and then there was $1 off of 2, so I would have gotten 2 for $3, or like $1.50 each, which was pretty good. But they didn't have the original regular, like, not sugar-free kind, like just the original kind. They didn't have those, and that's normally what we end up getting. And so I was like, that's kind of I like. And they didn't have, like, they had like some of them that were like the cream filled kind or like whatever, but like they didn't just have the original kind, and I didn't even see a spot for it, like they were out. So I was like, I don't know, maybe they don't have it anymore, they don't carry it. Like, I did check in the app and they had it, but anyways, we obviously didn't get that because they didn't have it, but I was estimating around $60. It was a little bit under that without those, so that's why we were, like I said, right around that price. Anyways, let me share with you guys what we did pick up at Jewel for today. So here on the table is everything we ended up picking up from Jewel. So these items ended up costing $57.32. That was without tax. So like I said, with that extra $3 we would have gotten with the Werther's would have been, you know, pretty much that price. So to start off with, like I was saying, with the K-cups, these were $5.99 when you bought 2 with the Just For You coupon. Now again, just recently, I think they were like over, maybe not super recently, but like within the last few months, they were like $4.99 limit 4, or maybe $4.99 no limit and stuff like that. So again, were these really that great of deal? No. For $5.99, they retail at $8.99, so it wasn't like that great of savings. I think even Aldi's, theirs are like $3.99 or something like that, or maybe $4.50 or something, you know, somewhere around there. So like sometimes when I get these for $4.99, I'm like, well, it's only a little bit more money than Aldi. But because again too, they didn't have that many deals going on, like I said, we weren't spending that much money on groceries this week anyway. And also too, because, you know, we did have it on the list because we were out, and like they do have a bigger variety there. That's why we picked them up at Aldi, or at Jewel today instead of at Aldi. So like I said, wasn't the best deal. The Barilla pasta also, again, I've gotten pasta cheaper, but lately I haven't gotten it much cheaper than $1, or seen too many sales. They were on sale for 99 cents, a limit of 4 with the Just For You coupon. And they did have some of the whole grain kind as well, which I thought was good, because a lot of times when they do have a sale like that, sometimes they won't. But they did, they were kind of picked over a little bit though, but they did have, like, we got the rotini, the elbow macaroni, regular rotini, and then the penny kind as well, which was pretty good. So again, 99 cents for those. They also had the honeycombs. Again, another deal that wasn't that great. We've actually been getting some pretty good deals on cereal, like even at Tony's, 2 days ago when my dad stopped, they had General Mills cereal for 99 cents when you bought 2, and with the coupon, so I was like, oh, that's really awesome. Then they had on sale the like Post cereals, and I think maybe Kellogg's as well, but the one deal I was looking at was the Post cereals, because we don't always get deals on those super often, and honeycombs are one of those things where like my mom goes out of her way sometimes to like pick up, like a thing at Walmart or whatever, just because everybody in the house loves honeycombs so much. But those were $1.79 when you bought 4 with the Just For You coupon. Again, normally I'm not even really looking at stuff that's like not like over $1.50 for the most part, especially right now because we've gotten so many deals, but because this is a brand and a variety that we don't get all that often, and sometimes we will pick it up even at retail price. Even if we have cereal, my mom just might be like, I really want honeycombs, and goes and picks up honeycombs. So like I said, it wasn't that bad of a deal, and these boxes are significantly bigger than like the really small like General Mills or even like Kellogg's brand size ones. So I was like, okay, it's not too bad. So that was $7.16, which like I said was a little bit expensive, also considering that, like I said, though, we weren't spending that much, and it was a pretty decent price for that brand. Sometimes we can get these a lot cheaper. Like I said, I've gotten them for 99 cents as well in the past, but again, there wasn't too much going on really at Jewel either, and like I was saying, a brand that we normally pick up regardless. Another deal that wasn't the best but was okay, the Aunt Millie's bread and buns were on sale for $1.99 when you bought 2 with the Just For You coupon. Again, something that really isn't that great a sale. Like even $1.50, I'm kind of hesitant sometimes to buy them, because we can get just like regular like hamburger and hot dog buns at Aldi for like around $1. So like this is almost double the price. But the thing was that I know my mom really likes the Italian bread, and that is normally around that price anyway at Aldi, and we have like a good amount of bread, sort of, but we don't have Italian bread. And then I was going to get the hamburger buns to do Sloppy Joe's this week. So I was like, okay, like, again, it kind of works into the meal plan. We'll go ahead and pick it up. But this is what I meant. Like some of the stuff wasn't that great of prices, but I could see myself like kind of buying it or using it or needing it anyway. So it was like, okay. And then Jewel had it on sale when they weren't. Like I said, a lot of times we will get the Aunt Millie's for like $1.50 or sometimes cheaper, like $1.29 or, something like that. So I was like, it's not really that great of a price, and again, I could just get the bargain brand at Aldi cheaper, but we went ahead and picked it up. Another deal that they had going on too, which these were pretty good. They had the guacamole, which was on sale for $1.99, limit 2 with the Just For You coupon. So we picked up 2 of those. They had the white and yellow, so we picked up 1 of each. And I thought that would be kind of good for like, football, college football games today and NFL football games tomorrow. We can have those. But those were $1.99. Again, limit 2 each. They were 2 separate coupons. So that was a pretty good deal. Again, you can do chips and dip with that. They also had on sale was the Earthbound Farms Organic Spring Mix, which was $1.99. I think it was a limit of 4. I just picked up 1 for myself, which again, I thought was a pretty good price. Aldi also has this as well. The thing they don't have though is Spring Mix in the smaller containers like this. They have like the full 1 pound size thing, and I never use up that much of it. Sometimes I like don't even completely finish the whole package of this. However, like I said, it was a pretty good price for $1.99, and since they don't carry that type at my Aldi, I went ahead and picked that up there, which is what I normally like. Also had on sale as well, which I was thinking we might use for Thanksgiving, is the apple cider. This was on sale. The 1 pound, the 1 gallon bottle was on sale for $3.99. It was a limit of 2, I think, or maybe 3. I just picked up 1, which again too is a little pricey, but for like more of the fresh kind of, like this is in like the produce section, so for the more fresh stuff, again, it's pretty good versus just like a bottle that you get in like the juice aisle or whatever. And for a full gallon too, that's pretty similar to getting 2 of the regular like juice ones, and for that would work out to be like $2 per juice bottle anyway. So I thought that it was still pretty good for, like I said, what it was. But they had both this honey crisp kind and then a different kind as well, and like I said, I want to say it was like a limit 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 or something like that. So we picked that up. Like I said, I think it'll be pretty good for Thanksgiving. They also had the mini cucumbers, which were on sale for 99 cents, limit 2 2, so we picked up 2 of those. We also had the potatoes, and this is another thing too that like I've gotten these cheaper in the past, but not so much recently. But these pair really well just for like a quick side to go with dinner as well. Either like these mashed potato kind or the like the whole potatoes, and everybody pretty much likes those except for Jackie's not a huge potato fan, but like I will eat them. My mom and dad like them as well, and it normally is a good size. Like it's not too much potatoes, and again, it's a lot faster than making potatoes like in the oven and cooking them and roasting them and all that kind of stuff. So they were $1.99, a limit of 3, so I picked up 3 of those. They also had the Honey Crisp apples, which those were on sale for or not the Honey Crisp, the Granny Smith apples were on sale for 69 cents a pound. They were a limit of 3 pounds. We got a little under 2.5 pounds for $1.69. And they also had the avocados, which were on sale for 69 cents each as well, I believe. That was $2.76 for the 4 that we picked up, which was the limit with the Just For You coupon. And I just realized there's another bag sitting here I forgot to put out, so give me 1 second. My dad had put the Menards bag on top of it, and I thought that there was nothing underneath it, but then I was like, wait, we also got blackberries and blueberries, and I didn't see them. So those were 99 cents. They were a limit of 2 each, so we picked up 2 of the blackberries, and then there was a separate coupon as well on the blueberries, which again, 99 cents, limit 2, and those were for the 6-ounce packages. So we went ahead and picked up 2 of each of those as well. So like I said, I thought for everything we picked up, which I don't remember if I mentioned to you guys what we saved, but the savings was $86.87, which was a 60% savings, which again, I don't think is too bad. My goal is always over 50% for sure at Jewel, but again, normally it tends to be more like a better percent savings than that because a lot of these items retail at a pretty high price. So I thought, like I said, for what we picked up, everything was pretty good, and they had, again, pretty good deals at Jewel for the most part. But like I was saying, some of the stuff is just things that, like, if there was more going on that week, I probably would have maybe passed up on the cereal. I might have passed up on the K-Cups. I might have passed up possibly on the pasta. I don't know. If I found out that they had the whole grain, I might have picked it up. But like I said, like even the breads and the buns might have passed up on that. Like there's a couple things that if they didn't, like that's sometimes too how I gauge what I pick up on the grocery list for that week, is like how much is going on. If there's a ton of stuff going on and there's like a few deals that like, they're not really that great, I might pass up on them. But like a week like this where, like I said, there's not that much that's going on, I might again pick up some of those things just because I know we didn't spend a lot of grocery money this week anyway. And there's things that again too are shelf stable, like the, you know, cereal and the pasta and the K-Cups, you know, that stuff that, like I said, we could either pick up one maybe at Aldi or something like that, or kind of stock up and get a few at Jewel, even though they might have been a little bit more money. But again, because there wasn't that much stuff going on, it's like not that, you know, like I said, it's just kind of how I gauge like what's going on with the grocery sales and deals and couponing stuff and things like that for the week, is like how much is going on. So like I said, had it been a much, like if Meyer maybe had a lot more stuff going on this week, maybe I passed up on 1 or 2 of those things at Jewel, but because they didn't, then I went ahead and got them, you know. So anyways, like I said, I thought I'd just share with you guys what was going on there for this week. But in total for everything, like I said, I thought that the price wasn't too bad, but it was a little bit higher than like for like the total amount of groceries that we got wasn't a lot. But you know, again too, some of the stuff is like, you know, like we don't, I mean, we get these a lot because they have sales on them, but like that's something that if they didn't, we wouldn't pick that kind of stuff up, you know, because it was like kind of a treat when we do get that. And even to like the apple cider, like we don't normally get that, but because it was on sale and we had a coupon for it, you know, like that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, we'll pick that up and maybe use it for Thanksgiving or whatever, you know. Like still, like I was saying, you know, some of that stuff is just kind of a like treat every once in a while, that if we do get a deal on it, we'll pick it up. So anyways, I thought I'd just share with you guys what was going on at Jewel. I got to get this stuff put away, and then we got to get to painting and all that stuff, but I thought I'd just give you guys a little update as to what was going on at Jewel for this week. Well guys, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed. You can see Charlie's also looks like he's ready for bed. Are you ready for bed, Chuddy? And then Bravo's behind him. I don't know if you guys can see, he's like right there. Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna go and get in the shower and get ready for bed. We've got a big Bears game to watch tomorrow. But yeah. Oh, apparently Charlie is not looking forward to the game tomorrow. He must be a Green Bay fan. Anyways, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.